Thank you. So my name is Victor Dallant. I'm the president, founder, and CEO of Dallant Networks. Maybe I should add also that I am the grave digger of Dallant Networks. It's a social enterprise that we launched back in 2011, actually January 11, 2011, 1-1-1-1-1. Good number karma. Or a friend of mine in Shanghai said, you should have waited until 8-8-8-8. I didn't have the patience. It is a father-daughter business. That's my daughter here. She's a graduate, of course, from Cal. Go Bears. I think we all agree that there are too many Smith & Sons and Lehman Brothers, so it was time for Dallant and daughter. But her being a bit, ambitious, she's a Cal grad, I said, she mentioned the fact more than once that it should be called Dallant and father. Ouch. So we agreed to Dallant Networks. So it's a social enterprise building online networks, social platforms for the largest foundations and international organizations. The first 4 years went extremely well. We increased the revenues by 30, 40, 50% every year. Until in 2015, we lost all our clients. One at a time, for no apparent reason, change of strategy, new team coming in, or just because we had been working for 2 or 3 or 4 years with the same clients, same partners. So clearly, you know what happens when you lose your clients, you lose your revenues. When you lose your revenues, you lose your team. So one day, Josephine, my very own daughter, who was by then heading the New York office, our New York office, calls me late at night and says, Victor, we need to have a conversation. Which coming from your own daughter sounded quite painful. It was a painful conversation. She quit. Then our CTO over the 4th of July weekend decided to quit as well with all the passwords, which I guess was his idea of the pursuit of happiness that our founding fathers have been promoting ever since. So it was clearly time to reinvent myself. And you know this saying that we learn here in business school and all over the Silicon Valley? Never give up? Phew. There's a point at some point where you say, yeah, it's time to move on. So this is the first lesson here. Whether it's a bad relationship, a bad job, or a startup, or even an enterprise, a company, a business that is not getting the traction it should, if it doesn't work out, it's time to move on. So I went back to one of my first loves, mountain climbing. I needed to get out. This is Mount Whitney, 11 miles up, 11 miles down, from 8,000 feet to 14,500, whatever is the highest mountain here in the lower 48. We do it in one day, and I did it twice, why not? This, after dropping 40 pounds in 3 months, because, why bring the body fat all the way up to the mountain? Yes. Oh. This is Mount Shasta, through the North Face with HaasX, crampons, helmet, ropes. And you know what? I broke only one bone coming down on the glacier. This is the highest mountain in Italy, in the Italian Alps. This is all good. And of course, Mount Fuji in Japan. For those who cannot read Japanese, it says, question the status quo. Then something really bad happened. And I'm not only talking about bad to me, but bad to all of us. I'm not talking about the fact I broke 3 bones, on the same season on 2 different mountains. That was the fun part. Now, something really bad that happened to me and to, most likely, most of you here, and actually to the rest of the world. This. It was time to go beyond ourselves. It was time to reinvent who we were and just to stop climbing mountains and say, okay, what can we do? So on November 11th, I was supposed to host a celebratory party at my place. Instead, we decided to recreate Eugène Delacroix's famous painting. See the one on top left? Lady Liberty taking the poor to the barricades. So this is me on the far right-hand side, with the wide open, screaming obscenities against somebody whose name we shall not mention here. This is a group of artists, photographers, sculptors, writers. And together we brainstormed, what can we do? What can we do for the next 4 years? So we're relaunching Dallant Networks, Visual Anthropology, building a network of photographers, videographers, 360-degree-ers, to document the way this country and the rest of the world is going to evolve in the next 4 years. So there's something here to learn. I told you that the first lesson was give up. Sometimes there's really something about giving up. But this is also, if you want to be really, to go beyond yourself, you have to go back into yourself. So I rediscovered one of my other first loves, photography. So for you, it could be mountain climbing, hiking, jogging, getting ready for marathon. Or it could be skiing, ice skating. Or maybe something not outdoors, but something indoors. How about this great American novel that you have been working on for many years when you were 16 or 17? Writing poetry, reading the great Russian masters. How about singing, playing the violin? So think about this. If you want to go beyond yourself, look into yourself first. Thank you.